Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the live stream Saturday night, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my very best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about the markets a little bit. I will move some crypto around for you guys so you can see how things are done firsthand, and I'll answer your troubleshooting questions, right? I'll try to work through some of your questions and see if we can come to a solution here together. It's not an investment forum, so please don't ask me to evaluate coins. That's not what this is all about. I'm here to help you guys with your technical issues, right? The meat and potatoes of the crypto world. So let's get going. All right, so welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. I'm here in front of the rig. It's been a good week. I must tell you up front, the rig has been acting up. It's been mysteriously cutting off for no reason. Well, I'm sure it has a reason somewhere. I just haven't quite figured it out. But it's kind of a pain. But if it happens during the live stream, I will just restart and get back to you. So if I just suddenly disappear, you'll know what happened. It probably won't be another YouTube rug pull. We'll find out, right? So let's go over here. I can see there's some people that are already here. I'm going to go ahead and pop out chat and move that over here to the other side. JDO was here early, and he made a comment about me not evaluating coins. Kind of appreciate that. Okay, Jamie Burry was here early asking me about updating the ledger's firmware, so I'll kind of jump into that early on after we do the news. Let's see, Donnie Lee is here asking me about farming on Polygon Matic network. No, I have not done that yet. I need to get that going. Greenman's 4949 from Miami. Good to have you again. Thank you, Buddy Love. Welcome as always. Thanks. I'm glad Buddy Love is here. He's always a stable presence here. Very knowledgeable. Mr. David from Texas is here. I hope I didn't call you out too much on your location, but Texas is a big state. I'm glad you're here, Mr. David. It's always good to have you. Oh, let me just go over this where I'm kind of looking in this direction. When I'm looking at the chat screen, I've got this other camera over here. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. I'm glad you're there and I'm here and we're all together. Nice that you're back. Why was my channel down? I'm going to kind of cover that. Long and short, YouTube admitted after 36 days that after reviewing my channel, that I had not violated any of their community guidelines. And then they had also given me a warning on this particular live stream, which when I got the channel reinstated, this warning popped up from April 17th, and I immediately appealed that warning, and they came back to me within the hour on that one and said the exact same thing. I got a very nice email from YouTube not customers, I don't know what it is. It's a special for creators. And they said the same thing. We reviewed your live stream from April 17th and determined that you had not violated any of our community guidelines. We are sorry for the inconvenience. So that's the long and short of it. I kind of spent a while saying that, but anyway. And then so welcome everybody here that's here. Thank you so much for coming. I was speaking with a friend yesterday, and he was asking me, what do you think happened on the live stream? And I really didn't know. I thought that maybe I had touched upon a controversial topic. We were talking about the environmental implications of mining Bitcoin. And there seems to be a mainstream narrative now sort of beating Bitcoin over the head with that it's not a green technology. So I was, I was lamenting that and sharing some articles, and I thought that maybe that had something to do with it, but apparently not. But I was looking at this earlier, And you know, we got to watch the content of the stream. And I've been doing this stream for several years now, and I don't, you know, the content is what it always is. But then I noticed here that they also have this element here called control, and that I am supposed to control people in the chat. And you know, my friend and I were, you know, brainstorming and thought perhaps somebody said something that violated community guidelines. But like I said, YouTube said no. But I will try to keep an eye on what's going on in the chat window and that sort of stuff. So anyway, we're here. We're back. I just dropped a video today about the Crypto.com sponsoring the International Hockey Federation World Championships, and they had some NFTs associated with that. So I just dropped a video on that earlier today. Hasn't been up that long. Done some videos on using Binance Bridge for the pancake swap. We're going to talk about what to do with your strategies on dealing with the market. I don't talk about particular coins, but I will talk to you tonight about strategies for dealing with market, about stablecoin and putting your Bitcoin to work, that sort of thing. This is similar to that. And I have just dropped a video not too long ago about updating the firmware on the Ledger Nano X. And then another one on Cardano and Daedalus, right? So check out my latest videos. And when you're looking for my videos, I beg you, I plead with you, check the date. I have a lot of videos that are outdated, they're obsolete, but you know, for metrics reason, I leave them up on YouTube. If I were to go through and cull through my videos for anything that was outdated, it would kind of mess up my overall metrics. And, you know, my metrics really matter when it comes to, you know, my channel and my views and all that stuff. So I don't go back and, you know, delete old videos. I just leave them up, you know, so sue me. I mean, please don't sue me. All right, so there we go. And then also, housekeeping wise, look down below this video. Check out all my affiliate links. Be kind. If you're interested in any of this stuff, please check them out. Use my links. If you're interested in a Crypto.com account or purchasing a Ledger Nano X or S, I've got this one for the Hodlers clothing line, which is pretty cool, I think. Here's the link to the Ledger starter pack for those of you who are just getting into crypto and want to learn about custody. That's the next step. I think the first step is signing up for an exchange and buying crypto online. But that's custodial cryptocurrency, and you want to learn how to take custody of your own cryptocurrency. So get your own wallet, learn how to move crypto around. That's what I'm here for. CoinTracker for your taxes. Sign up for Coinbase, Kraken, Binance US, or download the Brave browser. I've got great, and then my email. If you want to shoot me an email if I miss your question or whatever, I'm happy to go through the emails and reply to thoughtful, precise questions. Don't send me an email saying, please, sir, help me. It doesn't, I don't know how to respond to that. Okay, and then I've got links to all of our news stories. We've got a lot of news stories tonight, so I want to kind of jump into those quickly. And I titled this live stream Bad News, Good News, Bad News, right? The old joke, I've got some good news and some bad news for you. And it's always like, you know, well, what's the bad news? Or sometimes the joke starts with what's the good news. And other times it starts with what's the bad news. But tonight we'll start with the bad news. There's no punchline. So our first is the market, right? And the market is still down today. But keep in mind, it is the weekend, and there's not a lot of heavy action on the weekend. Sometimes there is, but in general, the weekend is a kind of a low liquidity situation. So small purchases and sales can move the market much more than they can when there's heavy volumes, right? So just keep that in mind when you're on the weekend. Sometimes we see big pumps on the weekend. Sometimes we see huge drops on the weekend. But everything is a little more exaggerated on the weekend, right? So I've got a link to this article down below. if you want to just sort of catch up with the charts and what all's going on with the cryptocurrency market as it stands. And we'll talk a little bit more about dealing with the markets and some of the things that I try to do to keep my sanity. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, ARK'S Cathie Wood is blaming the crypto crash, if you want to call this a crash, pullback, dip, whatever you want to say, on the ESG movement, environmental, social, and governance movement, right? Which I was thinking was what got me banned from YouTube, was, preaching counter to their narrative, which is really that Bitcoin is no more, has no more of a carbon footprint than any other thing that uses electricity. And, the current financial system uses a lot more electricity and has a much bigger carbon footprint. And some will argue, well, that's because there's more people that use it. And, that's a valid point. But if everybody used Bitcoin, if we just took everything else being equal and there was no, legacy financial system, we'd switch completely over to Bitcoin, I would venture to say that it would have a much smaller carbon footprint, even if everyone was using Bitcoin. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. Right? And so this is a pretty good article where she talks about kind of the social and factors that are involved in what's going on with the market dip. Take it with a grain of salt because markets dip, right? Sometimes markets just dip because markets just dip. One of the things that I constantly tell myself is markets will be markets. It is pretty, standard for the cryptocurrency markets to have up days and down days and pullbacks and run-ups, right? You can't really have it both ways. You can't be really happy when the market's up and, you're in the green and, you're planning to buy the new boat or, the new house or whatever. Because your portfolio's running up and you're happy, and then get mad when it goes down, right? Because the same factors that bring it higher kind of bring it lower, because people, emotions, right? Good and bad, negative, and emotions really drive the markets fundamentally, I believe, right? There's not a whole lot of, in the long run, we're looking at an emerging technology. But it is new and it's volatile and there's a lot of speculation. So you just have to accept that if you're going to be involved in cryptocurrencies, right? This is a pretty good article. You might want to check it out. Linked down below, of course. And all right, so let's get to the good news, right? VANECK, who have a pending ETF in the U.S. that is being reviewed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, have an ETP that's being listed over in Europe, Switzerland, I believe, on Monday, or not Monday, Tuesday, right? June 1st, which, by the way, is my anniversary. 13 years, I believe, having married to my lovely, beautiful wife. So we'll be celebrating that. We won't be over in Europe buying exchange-traded whatever they are. But that's big news, right? We've got... they're based on, I believe there's two of them, one based on Bitcoin, one on Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken, that, are vehicles where large institutions and people that aren't really crypto savvy can invest in these new technologies, right, with their brokers. All right, so that's pretty cool stuff. That's big news. We'll see if that slaps the market in the face on Tuesday and brings things around or not. We'll see, right? And then another really, really big thing that's going on is that PayPal will be allowing their users to withdraw crypto to their own external wallets. It was a big deal when PayPal announced that they were going to be allowing their customers to purchase and sell cryptocurrencies, but it was always in a custodial setting, right? You had no way of purchasing Bitcoin and then withdrawing it to your own wallet or depositing Bitcoin into your PayPal account. So they were really just markers for each cryptocurrency. They were just like Binance pegged smart chain stuff, right? They're just pegged to the price. They're just entities that you would own within your PayPal account that were pegged to the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. They really, for the, like the savvy crypto users that we are, we knew that this was not real Bitcoin. I didn't go out and buy any Bitcoin on PayPal. I'm not going to buy Bitcoin and then not be able to withdraw it. That's kind of dumb. But that's how they got started. And now they're going to be offering people that ability, which will add to adoption and the utility of being able to purchase crypto on PayPal. I'm not sure what their rates might be slightly higher than other places. We're going to talk about places where you can buy crypto exchanges like tonight. I'm going to do some examples. Maybe when PayPal allows withdrawals, I'll do a PayPal example. Right? So this is good news, guys. We got to look for the green, the good news, right? The light at the end of the tunnel. And the next is about an American convenience store chain is now going to be accepting Bitcoin payments. I'm not sure exactly when, but soon. And the name of the company is Sheets. I've never seen one of their stores, but they are over in, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, and West Virginia. So I guess I could run down to Ohio and see what's up with that. And then they'll be partnering with a company called Flexa. I checked out Flexa's website. This looks like this is only for merchants, right? I didn't see I poked around. I didn't see a Flexa app or anything like that. So I'm not sure how these payments will be processed. The Sheets might have its own app that will allow you to purchase crypto. We'll see how that all works. It's going to be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool if you could just show them they give you a Bitcoin address and you send it from your trust wallet, your phone-based trust wallet, which is a non-custodial wallet, or maybe your blockchain wallet, that kind of stuff. That would be, we'll see, right? And let's see. Oh, okay. This story is a great story on Zero Hedge, making the case for Ethereum. For those of you who would like to get an in-depth analysis of Ethereum, and this is written by this is a financial website, mostly about markets and stock markets and bonds and that kind of stuff, and economists and stuff like that. But this article by Patrick McCormick is told from the view of a financial expert, and makes the case for Ethereum, and it's good for a newcomer. So I'm thinking that for those of you here new on the live stream, I would recommend this article highly. It's very long. I really don't have time to go through the entire article, but it makes a compelling case for Ethereum. And Ethereum is finally starting to get the attention it deserves. It's sort of bittersweet because Ethereum right now is sort of overloaded. It's pretty expensive to use the Ethereum blockchain for trading on, like, say, Uniswap. But there are a lot of projects built on Ethereum. We cannot deny that. And they are currently working on those issues. These second-tier solutions, their new upgrades that are supposed to reduce fees that will be burning Ethereum fees, sort of going against the miners to a certain extent. They're phasing out miners, and so there's a little bit of controversy on that, but there's a lot going on with Ethereum. And the case here for Ethereum, it's kind of interesting because most of the people in the financial world have heard of Bitcoin, and a lot of the mainstream articles that you hear about when they talk about crypto, they're sort of equating crypto with Bitcoin. So there's a lot of arguments for and against cryptocurrencies in general that really are, in their essence, they're basing most of their arguments on Bitcoin and how it works and its pros and cons, right? And they don't really go into a lot of depth about other cryptocurrencies that are doing other things using blockchain technology, right? So, they're making the case for Ethereum in this particular article. A lot of this can be, goes as well for coins like Cardano. I mean, there's just, Polkadot. There's a lot of other coins that are, like Ethereum killer coins that are building on these same concepts, right? So it's a great article. I invite you to check it out. And then, we made it 20 minutes and I'm almost done with the news. That's good. This is another good news, feel-good story. Billionaire Carl Icahn may drop 1.5 billion into crypto. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm kind of like, yeah, I might drop a couple billion, half a billion. I don't know, a billion, billion and a half, whatever. I'll see. It's pretty flippant about it. He's worth billions, net worth of 15.56 billion. So if your net worth is 15.6 billion and you're willing to invest 1.5 of that, but I think this is his fund he's talking about and not his own money. But that is a he's putting his money where his mouth is, right? And he's not just gonna say, oh, I might buy some. He's actually talking pretty seriously about it, right? So, and then interestingly, if you look down at and he was earlier against cryptocurrencies in general, right? He was famously against cryptocurrency, had come on CNBC a few times and called it ridiculous, said maybe I'm too old, but I wouldn't touch that stuff. And that was like in 2018. And now he's saying, hey, I think, I may have been wrong, right? Now I'm starting to see the value in cryptocurrency. So that's pretty cool. And this is a big guy, right? He's like a very famous investor, mainstream investor, right? And then another interesting thing, as I was going to say, is that, where am I? Did I go too far? Yeah, I think so. He's talking about Ethereum, right? So, Elon Musk bought or announced that he had purchased like 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. And now we've got another big guy who's more into the financial side of things, who's talking about investing a lot of money, not just in Bitcoin, but maybe Ethereum too, right? Maybe a half and half Bitcoin and Ethereum, or all Ethereum. We don't know exactly, right? But he mentioned Ethereum by name, right? It's like, after the news story, you come home and Ethereum's there, on the couch watching TV, and Ethereum goes, did he mention me? Did he talk about me? You're like, yeah, he mentioned your name, Ethereum. So Ethereum was pretty happy. All right, so we got through the news. Let me kind of catch up with who's here and that kind of stuff. Okay, so I hope I'm still online. It looks like I'm still online. Scott is here. Good to have you. Scott and Mr. David are sort of talking with each other. That's great. I believe they've come to know each other over the course of the live stream over the years or so. So that's great. I'm always happy to have Scott here and Mr. David, both of you. And then, of course, I don't know if Dan Wester will be here tonight. I would like to see Dan here. Buddy Love, I'm always glad to have Buddy here. And all of you that come in and hang out in the live stream. I'm just really grateful for all of you. JDO as well. Now, JDO sent me an email earlier asking about credit card payments or exchanges that accept credit cards. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But I think it spoke to a larger issue about being able to have assets at your beck and call when you need them, really. Because he was kind of like, okay, well, the market keeps dropping and I'm ready to buy in a little more. And I would like to use my credit card. Do you know of any places that accept credit cards? And I said, well, yeah, crypto.com will accept credit cards, I believe. I don't use credit cards myself to purchase crypto. But it's the larger issue here is, you know, you need to be ready for these market drops. And my advice is either stablecoin or Bitcoin, right? So, and that takes a little discipline, right? We're going to talk about that a little bit. That you need to be ready for these market dips because they will happen, right? And I had some stablecoin myself, and as soon as the market started dipping down, I started, oh man, now cheap stuff. Well, I maybe pulled my trigger a little too soon because after I spent most of the stablecoin that I had set aside for dips, the market continued to dip. So, you know, you got to have the discipline to maybe wait for that huge dip, right? And just kind of sit on your stablecoin. Was that the cat? The cat's messing with me again, right? Or your Bitcoin, right? And I'll talk a little bit about how you put your Bitcoin to work. But let's jump into the question of the original early question in the live stream was about Ledger, the Ledger device. And the question was something about, is there any way to check the genuineness of the device and by holding and update the firmware without setting it up? I don't know that you can do much without setting it up. And then he asked, isn't there a trick where you can hold down the button to do that? And I'm not sure about that. It depends. Like, I generally like to use the device to do the setup, or, you know, just plug in the device and go through the setup without, because you can also have Ledger Live walk you through the setup. And at some point there is a genuine check. Now, if you're worried, I mean, I know the genuine check is there to help you. And I'm not sure why you would want to do the genuine check before you set the thing up. I mean, maybe you're just like, well, I want to know before I set it up. You know, but really all you have to do to set it up is to go through and write down the 24-word recovery phrase and confirm it, right? There's no reason why you don't have to put any crypto in there. So maybe that's what you mean by before you set it up. I don't know, but it only takes a few minutes, you know, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe 15 to get the device set up. And I believe it's after you go through and have it generate the 24-word recovery phrase and verify it, that then it does the genuine check, right, when you connect it to Ledger Live. Now, I'll say something else. Now, the genuine check just means that when you connect your device, there is firmware on this device that is built into the device that has cryptographic signatures in it. And they go up onto, when you connect your device, it connects to the Ledger servers, and the Ledger servers run a cryptographic functionality. I'm not trying to get too complicated about it because I don't know exactly. I read about it, how it works, but basically it checks the signature of your device cryptographically and verifies that yes, indeed, it is a genuine Ledger device. It was made by Ledger, and it's not, you know, a fake device, right? Now, if you get a Ledger secondhand and it's already got a pin on there, and someone gives you the 24-word recovery phrase, you don't want to go there, right? Because they've already seen it, right? You don't want to buy a device that's already set up, even if it's a genuine device, right? You want to go through, and you can always reinitialize it by entering the pin incorrectly 3 times. So, but to your question, I don't know that there's a trick by holding down any of the buttons, right? So I have my device connected. Let's just go over and take a look at what, yeah. I had the device, now it's messing me up. All right, let's go back up here to account. I'm just going to disconnect this guy. Whoops. Ah, this thing has got... okay. All right, so let's try this. Hope this works. Please work. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Oh, I guess I need to do this, right? So let's go ahead and allow Ledger Manager by hitting both buttons. And then let's go over here to the blue. It's probably going to say something's wrong. Oh, no. Okay. All right. So this device is already updated to the firmware version 1.3.0, right? But I have a different device, right? Let's move this over here. Let's disconnect this guy. And I have this one that has, the firmware has not been updated, right? So let's take a look at what happens when we connect our device. All right, I'm going to need to enter my PIN. All right. So you mentioned something about holding down a button when you connect it. You have to be careful when you're like Googling tech support or stuff on about anything to do with cryptocurrency. It's very easy to run across old articles that are outdated, right? So there's a lot of tech support and even ledger documents out there that may be outdated. In the old days, you had to, when you were updating the firmware, you had to disconnect it and reconnect it. And then as you were reconnecting it, you had to hold down this button. You had to disconnect it and then hold this button down and then reconnect it in order to initiate the firmware update. But you no longer need to do that. So I don't know that that legacy holding the button down thing is still going to work. I've never heard that there's a trick involved in holding down the button in order to, and so here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and run this firmware update and just show you how easy it is. You don't need to disconnect the device at any point, and you really don't need to hold down any buttons at all during the firmware updates anymore. Right? You did in the past. But now they've streamlined the process so that, all right, so now we get to this point here, and we just like click both buttons, or use the metal button to go over here, and we look at that identifier. We confirm it's the same one as we see on our screen. We hit both buttons. No, we don't. Okay, we go over here all the way using one button until we get to perform update. We hit both buttons, right? And then, boom, all we got to do now is enter the PIN, right? So in the old days, you had to disconnect and reconnect and hold down buttons and do all sorts of weird stuff. You don't have to do that anymore, right? All you got to do is re-enter your PIN, right? There's no reason to disconnect it or anything like that, right? Then we get here. I'm just almost done with this PIN. I'm going to have to do this one more time, so bear with me, all right? And now we get to this point, and it's now updating the firmware on the device, right? No disconnect required, no button holding required. All I had to do was just kind of scroll through the messages until I got to run update, and then it runs the update, and I just kind of sit here and hold it, right? Hopefully my machine won't cut off in the middle of this. That would suck. All right, and then it goes through this part, and then when it's done, okay, it takes me, again, I need to enter the PIN, but this time, and then no disconnect, no buttons. I just got to enter the PIN again. All right. And then we get taken to this screen where all of the apps are gone, right? And you might freak out and go, oh my God, all my apps are gone. Well, in the old, it's not a big deal. All you have to do is reinstall the apps that you had on there before. But now Ledger has even streamlined that. They have this little button here. It just automatically reinstalls all the apps for you automatically. Whatever you had on there before, right? We'll hit Allow Ledger Manager, both buttons. And there we go. So as you can see, there's really no reason to worry about, and every time you connect this Ledger device to Ledger Live, it does a genuine check. Every time you log into Ledger Live with the device connected and you're in the manager and you send, or you're sending or receiving or generating an address, it's constantly doing genuine checks, which is good and bad. It's kind of the Achilles heel of the Ledger device in that in order to function, it needs to connect to Ledger servers for that genuine check. It won't function right unless it's connected and done its genuine check. Right, so we'll kind of let that happen while I'm just going to scroll through and see what guys are asking here. Chris is asking about ADA. We can talk a little bit about how ADA works. ADA is not supported in Ledger Live, but you can store your ADA private key on your Ledger device. There is an ADA app. So it is a little bit confusing. There are several cryptocurrencies out there that are not supported in Ledger Live, but they do have app support, which means I can store my private key on the Ledger device, but I can't use Ledger Live to check and manage my balance. I need to use a third-party app or wallet, right? And Cardano, ADA, is one of those. I mentioned earlier also in my, we were talking about my latest videos, that I've just dropped a video on Cardano. So you might want to check that one out. I talk about how you purchase the Cardano and transfer it onto the Ledger. I show you how to install the ADA app and go through all that. So you might, I'll just throw a link to this video up here. That is a in-depth answer to your question about how to manage Cardano on the Ledger device, right? And it's an updated video, right? Just dropped it within the last couple weeks, all right? So let's see. I guess that covers the Ledger device, right? For those of you who are new to this, right, we want to find some wallet that we feel comfortable with. I feel comfortable with the Ledger. There are a lot of people out there that like the Trezor device better. Same thing, just kind of a different brand, but it's a hardware device that you can use to manage the private keys of your cryptocurrency, right? I like the Ledger. There are all other hardware solutions like Elipal, which have their believers, and the people that think it's better than Ledger, more power to them. I just happen to be one of those people that likes the Ledger. There are other wallets that you can download and install on your computer, like Exodus or Atomic Wallet, which are also very good, but not quite as secure as a Ledger device because Ledger stores the private keys separately, right? So that's my go-to device, right? So let's see. So now our device is completely updated now, right? And now it's like, oh, okay, now that you've reinstalled all your apps, you should go over to manage my accounts. There's really no need to do that, right? We just go back over to accounts, and actually this device that I just ran the update on, I don't use anymore, really. That's why it didn't have the latest version yet. So it's not associated with any of these accounts. So each account, and when we talk about accounts, each one of these bars here, where you see the name of the crypto, the amount, and the dollar amount, these are what Ledger refers to as accounts. All right, someone's spamming here, so let's take care of them. Okay, we took care of that. Okay, Jonathan Gold, bye. Good to have you. Good to see you go. Okay. Each of these ledger refers to as accounts. They can be thought of as a cryptocurrency wallet, right? You can think of this as a wallet, but they call it a wallet. A lot of people say this is a wallet. It's really a keychain, holds private keys. Ledger Live itself can be kind of thought of as a wallet because it manages cryptocurrencies, transaction histories, sends and receives. But each of these individual accounts can also be considered, technically, a cryptocurrency wallet in and of themselves, right? Each one of these, right? So each account can be a cryptocurrency wallet, right? I can click here and I can see my balance, I can see my transaction history, and I can send and receive, right? So it's technically a wallet too. All right. So, and then notice this guy went to sleep. I hate that. Another thing we need to do after we update the firmware is go back in and set our preferences. And I'll just do that real quick for you guys out there. A lot of people never do this, and like I'll work with people on line and stuff, and I'll be talking. We'll be talking and trying to go through stuff, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, it went to sleep. Now I got to re-enter my PIN." Right? You don't really have to have that functionality. You can disable that, right? So just hit both buttons, hold them down for a second or two. It'll take you to the control center, and then just scroll over to settings. And then use this button to scroll over to security. Hit that. Let's go down to auto lock, right? Hit both buttons, right? And auto lock is set to 10 minutes. So you'll just want to scroll back to the top here for no auto lock and hit both buttons, right? And then once you've done that, you want to back out, right? Hit back. And then when in security, you'll use this button to go over to the back. Hit both buttons to get back to the main screen. And it won't go to sleep on you. I find that a little irritating when I'm working with the device. It's a security feature, right? So that if once the device is open, it goes to sleep after 10 minutes. But if you're using the device, and you're physically present, there's really no need for it to go to sleep on you. Just remember to unplug the device when you're done. Right? That's all you got to do. That's my personal security. I never, I turn off auto lock so I don't have to keep re-entering my PIN. And then when I'm done working with the device, I disconnect it. All right, so that's that. All right, so thanks, guys, everyone that's here. Another spammer. Okay, I'll get rid of that guy too. Okay. I'm getting better, right? I'm looking right over here at this. Let's turn off this camera here. All right, now I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about the market, right? And how to deal with, in general terms, how to deal with the market for your own sanity, right? And I have a couple of, I'm still dealing with spammers a little bit. Okay, don't forget to re-enable ETH to access contracts under the ETH setting. Very good. Thank you, buddy. When it reinstalls your Ethereum app, and I'm going to connect my go-to device and enter that. Very good. Thank you for mentioning that, buddy. When you update your firmware, it does, and it will reinstall the apps, but it usually reinstalls them with their defaults. And the Ethereum app by default has contract data off, I believe. So we'll check that. That comes into play when you're using third-party wallets sometimes, like the Elrond wallet. If you're using a ledger on the Elrond wallet to manage your... Ugh, doggone it. I entered my PIN in incorrectly. Talking too much. All right, let's focus on this PIN so we can move on with our lives, right? Let's get this in 6. Okay. I'll say my PIN out loud so you guys know what it is. There we go. All right. So yeah, let's take a look at that. Um, a lot of the third-party Ethereum apps need to have contract data enabled. So we'll just go over to our Ethereum app, if I can find it. All right, we'll hit both buttons. And then we'll just use this button over here to settings. This is the Ethereum app settings, right? Hit both buttons. And then contract data, allow contract data in transactions not allowed, right? So let's see, what do we do here? Do we hit both buttons again? Allow, okay? So both buttons toggles it on and off, right? So we got both buttons toggles it off. Both buttons again toggles it back on again. Once it's on, all we got to do is navigate out of the settings and hit back, right? It'll take us back to the main part of the Ethereum app. Thanks for pointing that out, buddy. I appreciate that. I told you it's good to have buddy here. All right. So where were we with markets? So my thing is, and everyone's different, right? But my thing with crypto markets is take profits and buy dips. That's me, right? Now there are other people like my friend I met with yesterday, Randy, my good friend Randy. He bought cryptocurrency with his own money in certain points in his life when he had a little extra money. Bought Bitcoin at a pretty decent price, buy-in, less than 10,000. And he just holds, right? And that's fine too. If you just want to hold, that's great. But even if you're a never seller, right? You never sell any of your cryptocurrency, it's still not a bad idea to have a little crypto or cash handy to buy more on dips, right? So even if I'm a take profits by dips guy, you could also be a hodl for dear life by dips guy if you want to do that as well, right? But one thing I don't do that that sometimes I don't always work, it's not always perfect, but is don't buy on red day. Let's see, how does it go now? Don't sell on red days, right? So if you're looking at the market like today, this is what we call a red day. We got red all across the board in the crypto. It happens quite often. There are days where some are down, some are up, right? You know, I like those kind of days. That's the sort of things I like better, right? But when we've got an all red day, it's not a great day to be selling, right? Because you're most likely selling at a loss. Even if you still have profits, maybe not a great idea to be selling on red days. That's just what I try to do, right? Although everybody's different, right? If you know you're still, if you know your coin is still in profit, and it's a red day, and you feel like it's going to keep going red, then by all means, go ahead and sell and take your profits. But in general, I try not to sell on red days, and then I try not to buy on green days, right? So if you look at the cryptocurrency market and it's all green, for me, that's take profits day, right? That doesn't mean sell everything, right? It just means, and to me, I have a lot of different coins. So I might have to go through all the coins that I feel like I have what I would consider sufficient profit and sell a slice of each one of those in order to reach a goal that I have, like whatever it is. Like say, okay, I want to take $1,000 profit, but I don't want to sell $1,000 of that coin, right? So I'm just going to go through each coin. I might go through 10 coins and sell $100 worth of each coin. It's an extreme example to get my $1,000 profit, right? That way I'm still holding coins, right? Now, mind you, that's just me, right? I have sold coins, I've taken profits on coins, and then watched them continue to go up and felt a little bit of regret, right? But not too much, right? So if I took profits and, I bought that shiny brand new car, or I paid down my credit cards, or I paid off all my bills, or I paid off my car payment for a few months, or my car insurance. I went ahead and did the full, paid for the whole policy until, for the next 6 months. And then afterwards, I see the coin keep going up. At least I know that I took care of business, right? And if I see the whole market drop and I think, oh, there go all my, my hopes and dreams, I have to tell myself, well, you did take some profits. Now, there are tax implications on that, right? I use CoinTracker, so all of my transactions are connected to CoinTracker. I will have to pay taxes on those, right? But I was talking to my friend Randy, and I said, I would much rather have taken profits and owed taxes than have watched all of my earnings evaporate into thin air, right? This last dip hit my portfolio like 45%. So yeah, it might go back up in time. It might take a few months. It might take a week. It might take a few years. That's what happened in 2017. So a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, right? I'm long crypto, but I take profits on green days, right? So those are the things that I wanted to sort of communicate to you guys. Don't sell on red days. You want to buy on red days, right? And then the opposite is true, right? Don't buy on green days. You can, right? But that's not really the time to be buying, right? The best time to be buying is on dips, right? That's just in general, right? And each coin has its own risk factor. You have to be able to, the word I'm looking, I don't know, it's not risk, it's the opposite of risk averse, right? You have to be willing to assume risks. If you're going to be in the cryptocurrency market, you have to be risk tolerant, right? But there are certain coins that, like my friend Randy, he buys and holds, so he's tolerant of dips, right? Because he knows in the long run it's a good investment. But there are, Crypto Lark has talked about this. There's short-term investments. There's long-term within crypto, right? There's coins that he considers, and me too, consider long-term, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, those sort of things. And then there's smaller tier coins that you might want to be in to see a run-up and then get out, right? Short-term. And then there's like the moonshots where you're gonna put maybe a couple of percentage of your money into those, thinking if they moon or they don't, right? And there's different levels of risks depending on the type of coin that we're dealing with, right? I'm not a big believer in meme coins, right? All right. Now, let's talk about strategies of having your assets where you need them, when you need them, right? Let's go over here. So the key here, and this speaks to JDO's question about, okay, the market's down. I don't want to sell any of my crypto, but I would like to buy a little more with my credit card. And I was kind of like, I'm not a big, I don't like credit card, to buy credit card, but you can buy stablecoin ahead of time and keep that on the sidelines so that when you want to jump in on those dips, you've got stablecoin. Now, there's three different, there's the main three that I consider are US dollar coin, US Tether, and Binance US dollar. Right, so I'm going to show you a little bit on how you work with those. Now, the ERC20 based ones, it do have some fees, right? So, but how do we get our hands on these coins, right? So let's take and let's just assume that, okay, the market's red today. I want to buy, right? So how do I fund a purchase of a coin that I can't buy on Coinbase, right? For example. There's a coin I want. It's way down today, but it's not available on Coinbase. It's way over on, say, KuCoin or Binance US or some other. So what do we do? All right, so I believe I'm logged in here. All right, so we've got our Coinbase Pro, right? Now, the way Coinbase Pro works is you're going to need to deposit US dollar into your account, right? You can also deposit cryptocurrencies, right? And I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. You could have your cryptocurrencies over on the sidelines too. I like to use Bitcoin for this, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's just assume that we're bone dry. We got a bunch of crypto. We want to buy some more, and we have some money, right? I would not recommend, maxing out your credit card to buy crypto in any case, and on any day, even a red day, right? So we can wire transfer, we can bank account, but we cannot use a debit card in Coinbase Pro. Now we can buy, there's a lot of coins you can buy on Coinbase Pro. So if we put some money in here, right, and then deposit it, we can use that money to buy crypto. Unfortunately, the way it works with cash deposits from your bank account in Coinbase Pro is you have to wait 6 days before you can withdraw the cryptocurrency. Now that's all well and good if whatever you want to buy is available on Coinbase Pro, right? So that's a good way to buy a dip if your crypto portfolio is in the red. You don't want to sell anything, but you want to buy some more, and you just happen to have some money in your bank account, right? That would be the way to go, right? If the coin you want is on Coinbase Pro, like ADA, but suppose it's Polkadot, right? You can't buy Polkadot on crypto on Coinbase Pro, right? So now I believe Kraken. I don't know that Kraken will allow you to use ACH. I'm pretty sure Kraken requires a wire transfer, which takes a couple of days to clear, right? So, so what we really want to do is we want to get some money into the game, and we want to be able to use it right away, right? We want to have full access to the crypto so that we can maybe transfer it to another cryptocurrency exchange that has the coin we're after, right? So in that case, I would not use Coinbase Pro. It is the cheapest, lowest fee way. But so we're going to turn to Coinbase. And the reason I'm going to use Coinbase is because Coinbase will allow me to use my debit card. And on Coinbase, when I use my debit card, I get instant access to that crypto. I can withdraw and move it anywhere that I want to. All right. So easy peasy. Let's just go in here and buy. Actually, we were talking about stable coins, right? So yeah, let's do it. We can buy some US dollar coin. Let's buy $100 worth of US dollar coin. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to make sure that I was paying with my debit card and not my bank account, right? It's got to be the debit card, right? If we want to withdraw it right away. So choose debit card, choose your coin, and choose your amount, right? Now, the only problem with this US dollar coin here is the fees, right? This is an ERC20 token, so moving that to another exchange, you're going to incur some fees, right? You're going to get fees when you buy it. You're going to get fees when you move it, right? So it makes, back in the day, for me, it was always Bitcoin. And because the fees for Bitcoin are relatively inexpensive compared to Ethereum and ERC20 tokens, right? There might be another coin that's even cheaper. Like, I don't know, maybe Band or whatever, something like that. There's a lot of choices. I'm just kind of giving you, a generalized breakdown, right? So we're going to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. And you can see it's going to cost me $3.84. That's what I'm paying for the privilege of being able to withdraw this right away. I hope it didn't go back to bank account when I was flipping stuff around there. I sure hope it didn't. Let's view. All right, so let's go over here. We bought some Bitcoin May 29th, right? There it is. It's completed, right? So we have 96.6 worth of Bitcoin. All right, now let's go over to the, actually, well, yeah, let's do the Bitcoin. Let's do the Bitcoin. All right, so I wanted some DOT, right? But I can't buy it on Coinbase Pro. So let's go over to Kraken where I can buy DOT. I'll sign in. All right, I'm going to touch my device over here. Get myself logged into my Kraken account. All right, so they have DOT, right? So, but I have some Bitcoin over on Coinbase. So let's put it here. So let's go over to funding. Here we are, BTC. Let's see. Well, we can search for it over here. BTC, right? I want to deposit some BTC. Okay. All right. I need to generate a new address. So I'll do that. All right. There's my address. Copy that into my clipboard. I generally kind of try to avoid exchange to exchange transfers, but between Coinbase and Kraken, I'm not too worried about. And if we were to move it to our own wallet first, then we would get a fee to move it to the wallet and then another fee to move it out of the wallet back to Kraken. So let's just do Coinbase to Kraken, right? So here's our Bitcoin. We want to send our Bitcoin. Send it all. Oh, I already had some Bitcoin in there, right? And where are we going to send it? We're going to send it to that Kraken address, right? Kraken just gave us a Bitcoin address. We'll hit continue. And then we'll hit send now. There's a network fee, but it's not too bad, right? Let's take a look. Let's take a look over here. That's not too much. That's like less than $1, right? It's not bad. All right, let's go ahead and send it. It's an irreversible transaction, right? Crypto is irreversible. You are totally responsible when you move crypto around, right? We put in our Coinbase code for our, I hope I did that right. Yeah. We put in our Google Authenticator code, our two-factor authentication to make our withdrawal, and boom, it's gone. All right, now I may not sit on top of this one because it could take a bit. Okay, just want to check. There's nobody. Okay, there's another spam guy. Why do you try to avoid sending from one trading platform to another? Could there be issues with the transfer? Yes, there could be. I generally try to avoid that because if I were to do something wrong, like if I was sending crypto with a memo and I forgot the memo or I mistyped the memo or did something weird, then I would be stuck between two entities, right? I would say, I go to Bitcoin and say, I'm sorry, I go to Coinbase and say, hey, I sent some crypto, and they'd say, well, it's gone, right? And then I'd go to Kraken and I'd say, well, I sent some crypto to Kraken, it never came, and they go, well, it's not here. So, and they'd say, maybe you should call Coinbase, and Coinbase would say, maybe you should call Kraken. So that's why I generally try to avoid exchange to exchange transfers. All right. I like to keep things simplified in that if it's in my wallet and I'm sending it to Kraken, then I go to Kraken and say, you know, I sent it from my wallet, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to say, well, maybe you should call Coinbase. I worked in tech support for many years, and tech support people, I'm not saying that that's how these exchanges are, but in general, any company that I dealt with tech support would always ask you that one question that would give them an out, right? They go, oh, well, were you using an HP printer? You know, and you'd go, well, yeah, I was. And they go, oh, you need to call HP, right? That they always looking for the out to, you know, throw the ball into someone else's court, right? So you want to try to avoid that. That's why I try to avoid exchange to exchange transfers in general, right? But we kind of want to save a little money, right? So we just want to pay one fee, right? We paid that 74-cent fee to move our Bitcoin into Kraken, right? And then let's see here. Oh yeah, here it is. Is it in there? Well, that was quick. No, it's not quite in there. Otherwise, it would be telling me there's more in my total balance. I believe that's a pending deposit. Oh yeah. That's it's still confirming, right? But it's been detected on Kraken's end, so that's a really good sign that I did everything correctly, right? Now it's just a matter of waiting until it gets confirmed. So we're good, right? And we'll wait for that, and then we'll buy some BDOT in a little bit, right? And in the meantime, I wanted to show you how to deal with like Binance US dollar, which to me is the best stablecoin because the fees on the Binance Smart Chain are really cheap, right? But it's a little tricky to get Binance US dollar into your, your Binance Smart Chain wallet when you're starting like fresh, right? Like you don't want to sell any of your existing crypto. You're trying to get value in from the outside, and all you've got is your bank account or your debit card, maybe your credit card. But like I said, I don't do credit card. Try to avoid. So the easiest way to get value from the outside into the Binance Smart Chain is using BNB, Binance Coin, right? But because we're sort of stuck on the outside, we are going to get a couple of fees, just like we did with Coinbase. We got that merchant charge when we bought the Bitcoin, and we had the transfer charge when we moved the Bitcoin, right? So we're going to kind of incur the same thing when we do Crypto.com, right? So we'll go over to Crypto.com, and I'm going to buy Binance US. I'm going to buy Binance. I don't think I can buy Binance US dollar. I'm going to buy BNB. But let me check just to be on the safe side. They may sell it. I don't know. Let's see. Do they sell Binance US dollar? Binance USD. Oh my God, they do. Okay. So that makes life easy, right? I'm just going to buy a little Binance US dollar. And let's see. What am I doing here? Is that what what do they want me to do there? Oh, I guess I can't buy it with my debit card. That's kind of weird. All right, never had that happen before. Buy. All right, so if I buy Binance Coin, right, I get all the options, right? I can use the debit or the crypto wallet or the fiat wallet. It looked like that Binance US dollar, I needed to already have some value in there enough to buy Binance US dollar. And I didn't have a swappable crypto. I had some Pancake in there, but I don't believe I could do a one-to-one swap to Binance US dollar on that, right? Let's go ahead and buy, let's see, 1? No, not 1. Let's do 0.3, 0.5, 150. All right, I can deal with that, all right? You might be wanting to do more, right? You might want to do a grand, 2,500. I don't know. It just depends on your bank and your limits on Crypto.com, right? I'm not sure what the limits are exactly, but they're fairly high, right? I mean, I've got like 60 grand I could buy, but my bank isn't going to let me spend 60 grand with my ATM card. I think my bank will only let me use 3 grand. So, I mean, and I'm not one of those like black, super bank guys with like this like unlimited credit, right? I have just a normal ATM card. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit buy, right? We're going to hit that. We're going to get that fee, 2.99% fee. So there it is, $4.58 for a $150 purchase. All right. So yeah, we're getting hit with fees. This is the on-ramp. Right? We got to deal with this stuff, right? Generally, these go through pretty easily. Let's see here. Okay, there, I got it. Now I could maybe, okay. Oops, pardon me. Where'd it go? Is it there? Okay, yeah, there it is. All right, so we got the Binance coin. Let's see if we can sell BNB for Binance US dollar. No. Right, see, so Binance US dollar, I don't know what you could trade for on crypto.com. I've never tried to buy Binance US dollar directly on crypto.com. Maybe you can't. Or I mean, you may only be able to use Bitcoin to buy it. I don't know. I don't have any Bitcoin in here at the moment. So let's see. Let's try it one more time. Let's see. Buy Binance US dollar. Oh, it looks like maybe I could buy it with my fiat wallet, right? If I had money in the fiat wallet, right? So remember the last time we went to trade, buy, there's, and like, let's do Binance coin again. Over here on the fiat wallet, maybe that's what I need in there for my Binance US dollar, right? And that also speaks to forethought, right? I could have the fiat wallet needs to be funded from your bank account, and it takes a few days to clear. So maybe you could, if in forethought, drop 100, 1,000, 1,500 in your fiat wallet for these down days, right? That's another thing you could do on crypto.com. Would be a smart way to do it. But we weren't smart. We didn't think ahead, right? We're in a pinch. We want to buy something right now, right? So now that I have this BNB coin, how do I turn that into Binance US dollar? Let's see here. Let's get that. Oh, when I said black guy, I was talking about like those black cards, like a black Amex card, or a black credit card. Those are like the high end people use those. I didn't mean to. I don't know if that came out wrong, but that wasn't what I was saying. I was talking about the high end cards are usually like black or platinum or metal or whatever. I've got like a blue ATM card. I'm a blue guy. All right, so now that we've got the Binance coin in our crypto.com, let's move it over to a wallet that we can use to so that I can put it in my Binance Smart Chain wallet. Now I can't move it directly into my Binance Smart Chain wallet, right? Because this is Binance Smart Chain BNB, right? If you notice up here, I'm on the Binance Smart Chain, right? If we go down here, and we can switch to Ethereum network, and the balances are different, right? So you want the wallet. This wallet right here is configured for the Binance Smart Chain, and I want to put BNB in this wallet, but I can't just transfer the BNB that I just bought on Crypto.com into this wallet, right? This is a Binance Smart Chain wallet. So I'm going to use a little intermediary, if I said that right. I'm going to use the Binance Chain wallet, right? Let's get into that. All right. Now I have two networks here, right? I've got regular Binance and Binance Smart Chain. So regular Binance Chain is where I just bought that BNB on Crypto.com. So let's move that. All right. Now this particular address, I can go to my Crypto.com app if I've never sent to that address before. And I'll go into Binance Coin. I'll hit transfer. All right. And then I want to do a withdrawal from Crypto.com to my own wallet. Right. And down there at the bottom, I'm going to hit external wallet. Right. And if I had never sent to this wallet before, I could hit the plus up there in the top right corner there. If I can get it to, it's a little sensitive there. I'm on my phone. There it goes. Okay. And then choose wallet address and scan it, right? I could do that, right? But I'm not going to because I have already whitelisted this address, right? But that's how you would send crypto As you can see there at the very top, I've already got it. It says Binance Chain Wallet. So I'm going to withdraw all the BNB. When I hit that edit field, I'll hit max down there at the bottom. That 0.5, I'll hit withdraw. And it's off to the races, over to that wallet. I can still eyeball it. Like I can look at my phone, right? BNB1NARYR. BNB1NARY. This is right address. Right? And then I'll hit confirm. And off it goes. Now I'm going to need to use my Google Authenticator code. So I'll go over to Google Authenticator. There's crypto.com code at the top. I've already added it to my Google Authenticator. I'll just tap the code at the top. It copies it into the clipboard of my phone. Slide back over to crypto.com and we'll paste and continue. And there we go. Now our BNB withdrawal is on its way to our wallet. All right? We're a few more steps. Now, I forgot to check, but there was a fee when I withdrew that BNB, and it was a bit high, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, if we go back here, we withdrew 0.5 BNB. Let's see how much we end up getting. Because I know we got hit with a, like, point, I hope it wasn't 0.2 BNB, or 0.1 or 0.02. We'll see. But it's a bit high. Right? So when we don't think ahead, then, getting your fiat into the market is a little bit fee intensive, so to speak, if we need it right away, right? Like I said, if we wanted to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase Pro and we were willing to wait 6 days, then we could, transfer that Bitcoin to Kraken if that's what we needed, whatever. And we would have avoided that merchant charge. All right, well, that Trust Wallet is linked to this Binance chain, so the Trust Wallet sees it. All right, the BNB withdrawal is completed. All right, and let's go here. And there we got that 0.5. Now, notice there, we already had a little bit in there, and now we only have 0.5. We did, we got charged a little bit. I think it was 0.02, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. We got a, I'm sorry, I didn't pre-look. I didn't note what I had in there before. Maybe you guys did. But it was kind of a hit, right? Now that I've done this, I can go over to my MetaMask wallet, my Binance Smart Chain MetaMask wallet. I can click this address up here. Let's go back over to Binance Chain Wallet. Binance Chain Wallet will allow me to send this BNB to that Binance Smart Chain address, right? As soon as it sees that Binance Smart Chain address, it says, oh, this is a cross-chain transfer. That's what we need to do. We need to do that cross-chain transfer. I'll just do that 0.05. I'll leave a little bit in here, and we'll hit send. See, it says from Binance Smart Chain Network over to Binance, from Binance Chain to Binance Smart Chain, right? And then send, transaction successful, and there we go. Now we could have, we could just leave this as BNB since we're in a pinch here and we're trying to get our value into our Binance Smart Chain wallet. Oh, sorry. There should be more in there, right? I sent 0.5, didn't I? Okay. Where is it? It's got to be in here somewhere. I hope I sent it to the right place. I'm pretty sure I did. Take it in a minute. Okay. It's kind of weird. What was that? Okay. Let's see. What do we do over here? Oh, did it not go out? Oh, did I not send it? My bad. All right, let's try that again. What did I do? Oh, it said I sent it. Oh, I did 0.05. How did I do that? God only knows. All right. Okay. So let's try that again. Let's max it out. Let's do 4, 4, 5, 5. I don't know what I did. Wasn't paying attention. Let's just do it right this time. What? All right. Did I or did I not just send that? All right. Oh, I didn't leave myself enough in there. Okay, fine. Whatever. All right, let's do 2. Let's just get it done. Okay. There we go. Okay. My head's not screwed on straight tonight, guys. Whatever. It usually comes in like right away. Come on, baby. You can do it. Unless I screwed it up again. There we go. Okay. Got it. Finally. Oh, boy, that was a chore, wasn't it? All right, let's go over to our boobity-boobity-boo. Pancake swap. Right? We're already connected to that wallet. If we weren't, we could go up here to MetaMask and just like make sure it says connected, right? If it's not, you know, we just click that and then just choose the right wallet. But we are connected right now, right? Now, finally. All right, there we go. Now, like I said, we were in this situation where, look, I want to buy some crypto right now today, and I don't have anything sidelined, right? So we used our debit card to buy some BNB on crypto.com, and then we transferred it from there to the Binance Chain wallet and then converted it over to Binance Smart Chain. So now we've got that value in our Binance Smart Chain wallet. We can use that to buy whatever, right? But my example was kind of like, okay, Binance US dollar, so we can wait for another dip, right? So I could say, all right, I'm going to do 0.4 BNB, and that's like $121 in Binance US dollar. We'll hit swap. We'll confirm. We'll sign that with our MetaMask wallet, and we've got our Binance US dollar waiting on the sidelines, right? Forethought. But if we were like, okay, today's the day, I want to buy something that is way down today, we could have done that as well. And the nice thing about Binance Smart Chain is you can buy, not only can you buy Binance Smart Chain tokens, like maybe Alice, which is like way down, right? I could buy some Alice with my BNB, or I could also buy a cake, right? If I wanted to buy some more cake with that BNB that I just bought. Or I could, there's so many Binance Peg tokens. I could buy Binance Pegged ETH if I wanted to on Binance Smart Chain, right? And the whole discipline of this is that because the Binance Smart Chain is so cheap, the fees and the transactions are so quick, what you want to do on the green days is to take your profit. Let's say maybe you've got 5 or 6 coins on Binance Smart Chain, and it's a green moon day, right? So skim 10% off the top of each of those coins, and park it over in Binance US dollar, waiting for that dip, right? I had to bring it in from the outside, from my bank account. So I used crypto.com. I got charged a fee when I bought it. I got charged a fee when I transferred it. There was a slight fee when I converted it from the wallet, but not very big. And now that I'm in the Binance Smart Chain interface, my fees are really cheap. Pennies on pennies. All right. Now let's go over to Kraken and see what we got here. Let's refresh Kraken, see if that Bitcoin has arrived. Not yet. Okay, we're still waiting for the Bitcoin. Right? It still says confirming. It might be a while, right? Bitcoin will wait. DOT will wait. But once we get that, once it's totally confirmed, we'll trade BTC for DOT. I believe they have a trading pair. BTC DOT. Where is it? I'm sure they have it. Yeah. That'd be over in markets. We'll do that in a minute, right? Oh, wait. Is it there? No? No. What am I doing here? Oh, I somehow switched it over to, I did this before. It kind of pissed me off. Oh, I think over here. Whoops. No, not over there. Come on, Rex. In trade, right? You once you like you're in trade and you switch to BTC, then your portfolio is evaluated in BTC. What you want is US dollar, right? Do that, and then when you go back over to funding, your portfolio is in US dollars. Took me a while to figure that one out, but we'll deal with that in a minute. All right, let's see. What's everybody talking about? If you own, let's go back over here. Right. Whoops. If I could, I want to say it might be PC. I've sadly only been able to use my mobile device. Swapping doesn't have fees, right? No, there's always going to be some fees. There's going to be gas fees when you swap in Binance Smart Chain or Uniswap or just about any decentralized exchange. There's going to be some fees when you do swaps. But like I said, the Binance Smart Chain is pennies. Less, I don't know, sometimes 8 cents, sometimes 10, 15 cents. Whereas like Uniswap on heavy trading days on Uniswap, you could see your swapping fees go, $50, $100, $150 just to swap 2 coins. So that's why I'm using Binance Smart Chain. That's why I'm advocating that. Right, I've got a lot of videos on the Binance Smart Chain. If you just, go to my YouTube page and look at in my video section, you'll see there's a lot of Binance Smart Chain videos on how you configure your wallets and how you transfer and withdraw and all that stuff. Right, Bunny is way down. Yeah, Bunny's way down. Yeah. He did the beginning, just rewind the live. Showed up late, had to do the same. Okay. Learning a lot as I enter the crypto market. Went in blind, learning as I go. LOL. I think every mistake I made in the last month you went over today. Heximofo. One Heximofo. If you own ERC20 tokens and you will want to have them off exchange in a personal wallet, where do you control the keys when Pulse launches in a couple of months? I'm not sure about Pulse. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let's take a look. But I get a lot of questions about that. And now that we've talked about stablecoins, right? We could have moved US Tether into Kraken. You can use Tether in Kraken. You can buy Tether on Kraken, right? You can deposit and withdraw Tether. So you can buy Tether over on Binance US, if I'm not mistaken. You cannot buy it on Coinbase. They have their own stablecoin, US dollar coin. But you can also deposit US dollar coin on Kraken. So if you want to park stablecoins on your exchanges, that's another good way to be ready to buy these dips. But like I mentioned earlier, I had like $1,000 worth of stablecoins parked and used it up real quick when the market started to tank and wasn't patient enough to wait for the big dip, right? So maybe if you set a plan for yourself and you say, okay, I'm going to park $2,500 worth of stablecoin on Kraken, and I'm going to use it to buy DOT, but I'm only going to use it if DOT gets down to a certain point. I mean, I know there's a lot of emotions involved in this, right? But you maybe set your goals. Now, you can also set up these automatic buys. I'm not that crazy about doing that. I'm not that good at it. Those things can screw you up because sometimes there's technical dips where, it dips way down real fast and then shoots right back up again. And then you've made an automatic trade and now you're on the wrong side of it, right? So I tend to try to do things personally in person, but that's just me, right? I'm just a normal guy. If you're like a high-speed trading guru and you know how to set all these limits and stop orders and all that, more power to you. But as far as the manual thing go, you say, okay, or you could, let's use BTC as an example, right? You'd say, okay, I got $2,500 in Kraken, and I'll spend 500 of it if Bitcoin gets below 50 grand, right? But I'm not going to spend it all unless Bitcoin gets below 45, right? So I'll spend another 1,000 of it if Bitcoin gets below 45. So Bitcoin hit 45, you lost, you buy some more. And then you've got another rule in your mind that says, well, if Bitcoin dips below 40 or hits 35, then I'll spend the last of my stable coin, whatever, however you want to work it, right? Because when Bitcoin was dropping over the last couple of weeks, I bought some at 50, thinking I had a great deal, bought some more at 43, thinking I had a great deal, bought some more at like 39 or 38, thinking I had a great deal, and here we are down at like 34, right, 35, right? So you never really know, but you got to have some kind of discipline, with your stable coin. Now, I also wanted to touch on what you do. Okay, so the question about having your own ERC20 tokens in your own wallet, I wanted to kind of address that the best I can. If let's say you've got Uniswap, and it's in your own wallet, and for whatever reason you want to sell it, for whatever reason, and normally you would sell it on an up day. Why is the camera doing this to me? I don't know. Still not focusing. Is that this camera? Okay. You're gonna if you're storing it in your own wallet, and I get a lot of people, they ask me, they go, if it's in my wallet, what if the price goes up? Right? What if the price goes down? Right? What happens to the crypto in my wallet? And those of you who watch me a lot, I say this over and over again. It's the value of the crypto that you have in your wallet changes when the market price goes up and down. Just like if you take gold home and stick it under your bed and the price of gold goes up, right? Is the gold under your bed worth more? Yeah, sure. Just take it down to the coin dealer the next day and buy and sell it for the higher price. Same with crypto, right? A lot of people get confused when it's in my wallet. What happens when the price moves when it's in my wallet? You move it out of your wallet back to an exchange and then sell it. Or you move it from the exchange to your wallet to store it, right? Now there's going to be fees, right? But I guess the question was about, I don't know, I forget what the question was about, something I'd never heard of. Pulse. I don't know what Pulse is. Is that a wallet or whatever? I guess the answer is you move it back into your Pulse wallet, right? Now there are certain, airdrops and things, they have to be in a certain place at a certain time in order to qualify. So it may not qualify. Now there were a lot of there were airdrops in forks that you qualify for when you've got your crypto in your ledger. But there were other ones like the Uniswap airdrop only worked if you were holding Uniswap in a wallet on a certain day. And that would have worked in your ledger wallet, right? I'm pretty sure. If you had it in your wallet on a certain day. Or maybe not. Maybe it had to be in the MetaMask wallet. It just depends. Right? But now I'm going to say, okay, all right. It's a down day, all right? And I want to buy some, I don't know. This is Binance US. Let's say that I don't want to buy Dogecoin. What was that one that was so hot the other day? Matic, right? Yeah, okay. So I want to buy some Matic right now. I already have some Matic in my wallet. I got a lot of cryptos in my wallet. I got cryptos on exchanges that are in the red. I don't want to mess around with those, right? But I also have some Bitcoin over here. Now that Bitcoin, that Bitcoin has suffered a little bit over the last several days. This 0.0055 Bitcoin was probably worth a lot more, right? Maybe closer to 400. But of all of the coins out there, the Bitcoin tends to be the least affected by wild market swings because it's worth so much, right? Bitcoin is worth $60,000. Now, you know, percentage is a percentage, right? If Bitcoin drops 50%, it's worth 50% less than it was, right? But Bitcoin, for me, it holds a little bit of value, right? So, okay, this Bitcoin was worth 350 last week, but it's still worth 200 now. And I want some Matic, and I don't have any money to buy any Matic right now. I still got to pay my car payment this month, and rent's due. So I can't use my bank account today, right? But I do have a little bit of Bitcoin sitting around in my wallet doing nothing, right? So why don't I put that Bitcoin to work and sell it for Matic, right? Why not? Okay, I took a loss on the Bitcoin. Can't change the past, right? But Matic is cheap, and I would rather have $200 worth of Matic right now than $200 of Bitcoin right now. That's my thinking. Right? So why don't we just deposit this Bitcoin over on Binance US, and then we can buy some Matic with it, right? Right now, because Matic is down, right? So let's go over to Binance US. Let's go to Bitcoin. Whoops, heck was that? All right, let's hit deposit. All right, there's the Bitcoin address. Bitcoin-based address. Let's copy that into our clipboard. Let's go over to Ledger, right? I've got my Ledger device connected. What am I doing over here? I'm getting at the wrong guy. It's okay. All right, whatever. All right, I have my Ledger attached, and the pin is entered. Let's go over here. Whoa, what was that? That's not what I wanted. There we go. Right, let's move this Bitcoin, right? Let's hit send, and let's enter the Bitcoin address that I copied from Binance US. Let's hit continue, and let's just go ahead and send it all. Mind you, I can also buy Matic on Coinbase if I want to, right? But remember, the scenario now is I don't have any money in my bank account to spare right now. But I do have some Bitcoin sitting in my wallet, and I'm willing to use that value to buy a different coin right now. That's what I want. Tax implications, yes. Right? Because I'm selling the Bitcoin. That's a taxable event. But I'm willing to deal with that, right? Because I want to buy some Matic right now. Notice it tells me I need to open the Bitcoin app. I'm going to hit both buttons. I need to sign this transaction. I need to sign this outgoing transaction. So we'll do that. Review output. There's the amount. There's the address I'm sending to over there on Binance US. We can double check it here. Ends in QAU. That's it. Right? Let's advance over to accept. Hit both buttons. Now we need to also confirm the miner fee or the network fee on the Bitcoin network. So relatively cheap. That's a separate transaction on the ledger. So we'll hit accept and send. Off it goes. So now we just sent our own Bitcoin that was sitting around in our own wallet over to Binance US because we want to swap it for some Matic. Right? We want Matic. Because Matic is cheap, and I'd rather own $200 worth of Matic than $200 worth of Bitcoin. That's my rationale. All right, it's going to go. I'm done with my ledger. Right there, I don't need to keep the ledger connected. Once I've sent the transaction out, I can disconnect it, whatever. A lot of people ask me that one too. Do you need to keep the ledger connected? No. Even if you're sending it into the wallet, once you've sent the transaction from the other end, there's no reason to keep the device connected. You just watch it in Ledger Live. All right. So we'll keep an eye on our balance over in, here we go, Binance US. Okay, they have not detected that Bitcoin yet. It will at some point. Let's go over to Kraken and see where we stand with them. It's taken a while. My goodness. Yeah, still waiting for the confirmation of the Bitcoin deposit. Might be a while for all I know. Could be a while. All right. BNB tends to move quicker. Like if you move BNB off of Binance US into your own wallet, it doesn't take very long. Same with crypto.com. You noticed it only took a few minutes to confirm. That was withdrawing it from crypto.com, right? So when you make a deposit from your own wallet to an exchange, or maybe from another exchange to an exchange like we did tonight, sometimes it takes a while for the deposit to confirm, depending on the time of day, the exchange you're dealing with, the crypto that you're dealing with. When you deposit BNB on to Binance or Binance US, those deposits usually verify pretty quickly. But when you deposit Bitcoin on Binance or Binance US, that tends to take longer in general. Just depends on the coin, right? Because Binance coin is like native to the Binance exchange and Binance US exchange. All right, so we're just kind of waiting for stuff to happen. So let me just check the live, the chat and see what's going on. Having some trouble here. Someone asked me last couple weeks back. They were very. I watched my live stream the night after, right? And someone was like continuing. He probably asked me like 5 or 10 times during the live stream, "Why are you using 2 browsers? Why? For the love of God, why?" And I'll tell you, yeah, losing Bitcoin is a loss too. Yeah, if you lose it. I use Chrome for my YouTube stuff because Chrome is Google, and Google owns YouTube, I believe, don't they? Yeah. So the controls for my YouTube studio, my uploads, my live streams, all that kind of stuff are just work better using Chrome. I've had issues trying to upload videos using the Brave browser. All right? But Brave browser is my browser of choice. That is my go-to browser that I use for my day-to-day stuff, right? For reading websites, for logging into my cryptocurrency exchanges, for reading my emails. I do all that in Brave. So people might wonder, why am I switching between the 2 browsers? And it's because of that. And then another thing also is that I have found, and this is just me, that PancakeSwap and MetaMask, for me, seem to be more trouble-free than in Brave. Like, I've had a few hiccups using MetaMask in the Brave browser. I'm sure they're compatible, but I just had a few issues with Brave browser when I'm using my MetaMask and my Binance Smart Chain. All right, it could be just me. All right, but I just tend, a few hiccups is enough for me. I just tend to stick with Chrome when I'm using my MetaMask and my PancakeSwap. It's just my personal preference, right? If you want to use one browser for everything, more power to you. Right? But I like Brave for day-to-day stuff and Chrome for specific activities. This waiting stuff is very disconcerting. Yeah. When I do my videos, my uploaded videos, I edit all the waiting time out, right? A lot of times I'll put, like, in the video, after, like, if I do a transition, I'll put up in the top, that took 17 minutes or whatever. So at least if you're watching the video, you don't have to wait to watch the coin get confirmed or whatever. But when I'm on live stream, I'm doing this in real time, then, I have to wait, right? We got our BNB from crypto.com into our Binance Smart Chain wallet within minutes, right? But we're still waiting for Kraken. Yeah, Kraken. Yeah, it's taken a while. Yeah. Binance US, let's see what's going on over there. Huh, waiting. Back in 2017, yeah, we haven't even, Binance US hasn't even detected the transfer of the Bitcoin yet. It will, right? Now, if I'm going crazy, I can click here and it says, oh, that's not even it. Oh, I could go back over to this and go to BTC and hit deposit and just double check that address. It should be the same one. I don't know, it might change, right? And then I can go over here and look and see, okay, there. I went from a 113 JD QVH 113. So I had the right address, right? Just waiting game. But back in 2017, sometimes it would take hours, days for Bitcoin to transfer from Coinbase to Binance or whatever. It was horrible, man. Oh, look who's here. Oh, Kitty's here. Kitty's here. Why don't you say hello? Meow. Meow. I like Kitty. Kitty likes me, but I don't like Kitty running around on my computer table because I have a lot of high-end equipment and he's always back in there batting at the cables, knocking down my webcam off my monitor and stuff. Yeah. Oh, while we're on the subject of, purchasing or going along, right? I personally never leverage, ever. I learned my lesson back in the late 1990s, around the 2000 era in the stock market. I was leveraged and I was liquidated, right? I don't leverage. This cat. So yeah, when you leverage, you can increase your gains, but when these dips hit, you get liquidated and you've lost everything. So I don't leverage, right? So worst case scenario, if you buy Bitcoin on a 1-to-1 spot market and the market tanks, you still have your coins, right? Even if they're worth a lot less, at least you don't get liquidated and lose everything. So I personally don't leverage long. I would advise against it to anyone who's into this thing. Yeah, the cats knock stuff off tables. Old granddaddy Bitcoin works, but you have to wait for the magic to happen. I like that. That's true. There, he's back behind my monitor again. Kitty. Hey. Kitty. Okay, you're just going to sit there. Okay. Huh? Oh, okay. Come here, sweetie. Come on. Come on. Come on, little boy. Oh, see what just happened? Doggone it. See, something just messed up. My monitor just went off. Please tell me it's not. Oh, seriously. Oh, see? Cat screwed me up. I'm down to one monitor. All right, I'm going to see if I can get over here behind here and see what the hell's going on. Okay, I think I did it. I turned it back on again. Oh, okay. There, it's back. Okay. That's good. The buttons, the power buttons for that monitor are like right on the side where the cat was. It was really weird. Okay. Oh, all right. And this guy's way over here. Okay. Okay. I think we're back in business now. Yeah, that was crazy. Okay. So, I'm going to get an email from Binance US when the deposit is complete. So we may not have time to do this tonight. But you get the gist of what we were doing, right? Oh, BTC deposit successful. Okay. All right. I just got an email alert. Okay, there. It's there. All right. Now, let's go over to our wallet. All right, let's go back to Matic and see if they have a trading pair for Bitcoin. Let's hit trade. No, they don't, right? So the only trading pairs for Matic are Binance US dollar and US dollar. So let's go back to Bitcoin. All right, let's trade Bitcoin for Binance US dollar. And I'm going to do a market because I like to see it confirm right away. Let's sell it all for, oh, I'm sorry, sell all my BTC for Binance US dollar. Right? Is that what we're doing here? Yeah. Let's hit, boop, 100%. Let's hit sell. Market order goes through. Let's go to balance. Okay, now we got Binance US dollar. Now let's go to Matic. All right, let's go to trade. All right. We're going to trade Binance US dollar for Matic. So let's hit market again. Let's hit 100%. And let's hit buy Matic. Oops. Didn't quite have enough for that. Sometimes you have to shave it off a little. Okay, that one went through. All right. I don't know, because of fees or whatever, sometimes you don't want to max it out. So there we go. We got our Matic. Okay, so we bought some Matic with some Bitcoin that we had laying around, right? We maybe lost a little bit when we transferred. And yeah, that Bitcoin that had been sitting in my wallet for a while now was less than what it was a few weeks ago. But it was worth $200, and I made the decision. I'd rather have $200 worth of Matic than $200 worth of Bitcoin right now. So I took the loss. And hey, I actually lost on that when I sold that Bitcoin for Binance US dollar. That was a loss, right? So that was a good thing for my taxes, right? That is a capital gains loss that I can use to offset the ones where I had profits, right? So win-win, right? You know, try to look on the bright side of everything. All right, so we got our Matic, we got our Binance US dollar. I don't know about Kraken. Probably still waiting for Kraken, but that's okay. Let's get worried about. Ah, there it is. All right, now let's just use. We can do a direct trading pair for Binance and DOT. Or, I'm sorry, Bitcoin and DOT. Right, we got a trading pair for that. All right, so let's put the market. Doggone it, I want the. Oh, I'm going to sell the Bitcoin. I hate to see. No. Dot BTC. I want BTC dot, right? Did they have that? BTC dot? It's the same thing, right? Dot BTC dot CD? BTC dot. Okay. Okay. It's the same. I don't use Kraken that often. I guess that's it. There's only one way to do this. All right, so I want to buy dot, amount of dot to sell. Okay, amount of dot to buy. How do I do this? Oh, okay, I remember now. All right, so I got to do a little math here. Doggone it. All right, so let's go over here to funding. All right, so we've got, doggone it. All right, so let's do it this way. So we've got roughly this much Bitcoin. About $137 worth of Bitcoin. Let's do 130 of DOT, right? We got to kind of be quick about this. How much DOT is that? 6.49, 6.5. Let's try that. All right, so let's go back over here to our trade. Come on. Oof. All right. See, like you said, like I said, I'm not very. Come on. Okay, here we go. How much DOT do I want? 6.5. Whoops. Market. There. Buy DOT with BTC. It's going to let me do that. Let's hit submit. I believe that was a market order, so I should have, pretty sure it executed, successfully created. Let's go back over to funding and see what happens. There it is, right? So we got our dot. So it took a while from beginning to end, but in that scenario, we had some money in our bank, and we wanted to buy some dot, but we couldn't buy it on Binance US. I'm sorry, we couldn't buy it on Coinbase Pro or Coinbase, but so we couldn't really wait. We didn't want to wait, so we used Coinbase instead of Coinbase Pro because we were able to use our debit card to immediately buy the Bitcoin and have complete control over it. So it was withdrawable immediately, right? If we use our bank account, it takes a few days to clear, right? So in this case, we used Coinbase to buy Bitcoin. Got charged a fee for that. We transferred that Bitcoin over to Kraken, where we could get our hands on dot. Kraken had dot, right? So we just transferred our Bitcoin into Kraken. It finally deposited in Kraken, and then we traded Bitcoin for dot. Now we got our dot, right? So it took us a while. We did it in less than an hour and a half, right? Before the live stream ended. All right. If only it was that. Great for peace of mind. How much is that worth when we think we lost our crypto? Rex is great for when how much is... Right, so... Yeah, so it's been a rough week for all of us crypto traders, hodlers, believers, right? But not really so much for believers, right? We talked about the market, bad news, right? Red day. We talked about some of the reasons the market's down, right? Nothing to do with the fundamentals per se, except for the perception that Bitcoin is not green. Most of the other coins are. Let's see, like the big ones, like Ethereum is almost green. Cardano is proof of stake, so it's relatively green compared to Bitcoin. So really, there's no reason for Cardano to be down other than the fact that Bitcoin is dragging the entire market down. Right? This is just a market thing. But for the believers, we've got these new ETFs launching over in Europe. We got PayPal offering users the ability to withdraw their crypto. Great adoption news. We've got retail companies that are now accepting Bitcoin. So better adoption news going on now. We had this great article breaking down Ethereum and why, the bull case for Ethereum, long run bull case for Ethereum. Maybe not so great for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what it is, right? But I like this little graphic here. It doesn't do much, but it's just a currency, right? Ethereum is so much more. And if you're bullish on Ethereum, you should be bullish on Cardano and DOT and all these other, layer 2 solutions like Matic, Polygon, right? And then we've got Carl Icahn, who's, ready to jump in with billions of dollars in the near term, right? So for the believers, there's a lot of great news out there. For the short-term market, a little down, great buying opportunity, right? Oh, Calagapo's here. Yay! Great. Good. Welcome. Right? Amsterdam, Holland on August 21st. Block number, blah, blah, blah. Polkadot underwent a redenomination, blah, blah, blah. Thus, price if divided by a factor of 100. August 21st. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that's what they call new dot now. Most of what you buy is new dot. Old dot, it's like if you had old dot, then, it's worth more. My Coinbase purchases using ACH have been releasing immediately. Bought some SNX today and was able to withdraw to my Celsius account. That's good news. Huh. And that's Coinbase proper, I'm assuming, not Coinbase Pro. So I think I'd heard something about that you could use your bank account and withdraw immediately. So that's good news. I'm glad to hear it. But I still get a lot of people, Coinbase Pro, you have to make a deposit and they tell you you've got to wait 6 days. But maybe on Coinbase, ACH bank transfer purchases are getting released immediately now. If so, that's great news. I'm not aware of that. I haven't tried to do it on Coinbase because if I'm going to do an ACH, I usually do it on Coinbase Pro, and I'm willing to wait. Right? Tonight was kind of a, and usually I have stablecoin on the sidelines for these times. Right? I'm not going to get stuck out where all my crypto is in the red, and I want to buy more, so I got to pull it in from the outside. I try to avoid that. Right? If you're a newcomer, then that's going to be the norm for you. But for someone like me who's been at this a while, I try to keep stablecoin on the sideline in my exchanges and on the DeFi platforms, so that when these dips happen, I'm ready to go with my stablecoin. Like my Binance US dollar is sitting there just waiting to buy up some of these coins that are low. Right? Like Cake. Cake went way down from it where it was, right? Cake was like up near 40, over 40, and now it was like down to like $15, right? So, but I used up my stablecoin pretty quick, right? So I need to learn more about the discipline myself. But that is the ultimate strategy, is to keep your stablecoin, keep stablecoins on the side. And on green days, when the market's up, when all your coins are up, and you're like, well, I don't want to sell my DOT, it's going higher. I don't want to sell my ADA, it's going higher. I don't want to sell my Cake, it's going higher. I don't want to sell my whatever, it's going higher. Then you need to rigorously go through all of these coins that are in the green that you know are going to go higher and bite the bullet and take some profit, right? Like 10% or 5% or whatever. Shave a little bit off of each of these coins that are way up and put it in your stable coin. Or cash out and pay down your credit cards, or, buy your shiny new car, or, take your wife on a trip, whatever. Use those profits while you have them, right? Don't just, wait. If you're a hodler, more power to you. But as I mentioned at the beginning, my strategy is take profits, buy dips, right? And deal with the tax implications. Pay your taxes, right? Everyone's like, oh, it's taxable. I'm like, well, okay, then pay it. It's a tax, pay it, right? I'm not selling all my crypto, right? I still got my nest egg. I'm just shaving 10% off the top. Yeah, I got to pay taxes on those sales. Okay. But you'll notice that I also took some loss tonight too, when I sold that Bitcoin that was down. Right? So you can even this out. Like, I don't want to sell at a loss, but every now and then, you got to bite the bullet and take a loss. It help you on your taxes, right? Just use a good service like CoinTracker.com or Bitcoin.tax to track all of your buys and sells, so that you don't have to figure it out in the end. You just go there, and it'll give you your tax forms for capital gains. Pay your taxes, right? But, why hide under a rock because you're afraid of the tax man? Right? You're never going to get anywhere that way. Right? Take your profits, pay your taxes. It's pretty simple. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys. It's been kind of a trading night. I don't usually do so much trading, but I like to stick to the mechanics of what we're doing instead of evaluating coins and trying to promise you, that you're going to be rich and buy Lambos because you're going to buy this coin I recommended. That's not me. I'm just going to give you the, how do you do it? Like I said, if I missed your question, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ question, if I hodl for 4 years, do I have to pay taxes annually? No, you don't. You only have to pay the taxes when you liquidate. And if you hold for over a year, then the capital gains tax is less, right? There's a demarcation line. I believe it's a year, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure it's a year. But if you buy a coin and then sell it within the year, the capital gains are higher. But if you've held it for more than a year, the capital gains are less. But you don't have to pay any taxes if you're holding. Right? But I'm not a tax advisor, just giving you my opinion. What exchanges do I use? If you've been in the live stream tonight, you saw Coinbase Pro, Kraken, Binance US, and Coinbase, and Crypto.com. So you might want to rewatch the live stream. All right, guys. Barbara, it's good to have you here. Barbara, thank you so much for hanging in there with Theta while my channel was down. I wasn't that crazy about using Theta because it wasn't very reliable streaming wise, and more people were complaining about technical issues than they were with crypto questions. So more power to Theta TV. I'm sure it will improve with time, but I'm glad to be back on YouTube, which is, more people are familiar with how to use YouTube, and I have a lot of subscribers on YouTube that come and watch my live streams. So it's good to be back. When I cancel an ETH transaction, do I still pay the gas fee? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Once you pay the gas fee and then you try to cancel it, you'll still get that. You'll still lose that gas fee. Yes. Okay. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ. I love that handle. That's pretty cool. I didn't know you could have one that long. That's good. All right, guys. It's good to have everybody. It's good to be back on YouTube. Hope what I said tonight was helpful. I will be back next week. A live stream, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions. I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll move crypto around. We'll talk about the news and the Bitcoin. And hopefully next week it'll be a green day, and we can talk about all the stuff we like to do on green days. Oops. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.